Sync up. Do the sync up. Ready? On 3, 2, 1.
Bam. Bam.
That was so many claps.
All right,
Ready?
welcome to a... What? You want to clap again?
Okay, go. No, start. Go.
Alright.
Jimmy, start it.
Yo, Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Give us an intro.
Hi guys, welcome to another podcast with the boys. This is SNDR Mic'd Up. I'm a little drunk, but it's alright.
Yo, no, you're not.
I'm sober. I don't drink.
so
There's definitely not
today's
there's
episode.
definitely not beer on the table.
It's
or
not
anything.
0% alcohol beer.
0% alcohol.
yeah, today's episode is sponsored by Beep. You know, name redacted because.
Right. So this is our third episode, and we're already out of ideas. So
I don't ideas. No, we're not out, but we're just.
We're not out of ideas. I mean, what's up with you guys?
Yeah.
I don't know. What's up, Jimmy? Jimmy, tell us what's up.
I'm lost.
Me and you, Jimmy.
You alright, Jimmy?
You're the
Yo,
hot-
Jimmy's just silent over there. He doesn't know what to say.
Mine is so blank. I'm sorry. When you start talking about uni, I'm like, fuck.
All right. How about I tell you guys a spooky story this time?
Yo, we have an audience. We have a live audience right here. Possibly
Live
special guest.
Yazzie.
Welcome to Late Night Show with Thunder. All right.
Okay, we'll.
Let's start with Nate.
Yo, I don't have any scary stories, man.
No way you don't have any. Not a single
You're
one.
gonna have some, right? That not be recent.
Not
It can be
really,
like-
but.
Yeah.
Oh, yo. Just recently, actually. No, this was really trippy. This was really creepy, actually.
Okay.
Just recently, like, I was home alone, and I was like, oh, yeah, no, it's all good. Like, I was just chilling, doing my homework or whatever. And, like, in the other room, I heard this. I was like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm home alone. There's no way anything could make that sound. I went to the other room, and a fucking lighter blew up,
Really?
combusted by itself, and, like, almost set my house on fire. And I was like, holy damn, like, if I wasn't up here, my house would have burnt down, bro.
So there was an open flame.
There was literally, no, like, material started burning. And I had to
Really?
swat it to put it out. And I was like, wow, that is like, nah, that's like not cool. Like, at first, I was so shocked that I was like, oh yeah, just joking about it. Oh, that's pretty crazy, blah, blah, blah. And then, like, the reality set in. I was like, damn, if I wasn't there, my house literally would have burnt down.
That's fucking crazy.
And I was like, that is, dude, I looked it up. I spent like the next like hour looking it up, like how a lighter could just combust spontaneously. And I was like, there's no way it could have combusted. Like,
So
How does
was-
it?
I don't know, dude. There was no open flame near it. There was no spark. There was no nothing. It was just a cheap lighter that just started bursting into flames. And then like, I didn't take a photo of it, but the lighter itself was like half melted.
you
Bro.
couldn't find any logical reason.
I couldn't.
As to why.
I couldn't come to a
So you
conclusion.
talked it up to paranormal.
No, dude, I had no idea. So like, I don't know.
There's more?
Because like, no, I guess like I come from a pretty like spiritual background. Like, and religiously, we're pretty like spiritual.
Yeah.
So like, I talked to some like older family members, and they were all like, "Yo, that's some spooky shit. Like that ain't
For real?
some normal, but like instance.
I think there's got to be like something behind it that
Like
would
scientifically,
have caused it. Yeah.
yeah, I feel like
I don't know.
scientifically, but I spent like a good hour and a half thinking about it.
Your
Like,
sister has
I don't
spell
know.
books.
Yeah, she had.
What is that?
Tell them about
Okay, no. So the conclusion that me and my sister were like thinking about was because she had these old witchcraft books
You guys are fucking crazy.
that she couldn't find for like years, and then all of a sudden I found it when I was moving upstairs, just a bundle of like witchcraft books. But I didn't open it or anything, and I was just like, oh, it is what it is. Just leave it be.
What
And
was
what-
it?
It was like just chilling in like one of the cabinets.
Where did it explode?
Huh?
Where did the lighter explode? Like in the
Just-
lounge room?
No, it exploded like upstairs, like in where the storage is. It was like where the storage was, and like, I don't know, dude. Like, I thought about it, and it wasn't even in sunlight. It wasn't hot upstairs. There was nothing. There was no open flame. There was no
Just chill.
ignition. It was just chilling. The like, it wasn't even the gas like trigger wasn't even like left on or anything. It was just
Yeah.
a normal lighter
How could it
sitting
be
there,
left
and
on?
then it just burst into flames.
How did it get there in the first place?
I put it there because I was like using it for incense and like mosquito coils and whatever.
True.
Weird.
And I was like, that is super fucking weird. I didn't know I didn't tell you guys. Did I not tell you guys?
When are you gonna move out?
I thought I told you guys.
Nah, this is my first hearing it.
No, yeah, that was pretty creepy. That was
Yeah.
pretty
That
creepy.
is
I like,
that is big. What?
I
what
like
the
didn't
fuck?
really sleep. I didn't sleep properly that night. I was just like, yeah, this is pretty whack.
Damn.
Anyways,
Wait, so,
moving
like,
on.
When was this?
This was like a couple weeks ago. Like
A couple weeks ago.
3-4 weeks ago.
And it was after he found the spell book.
Yeah,
Oh,
It happened
man.
after.
yeah. After I found this.
Oh,
But
man.
what-
Spell books went missing for like over 10 years.
What? That's
Oh,
crazy.
man.
What do you think happened then? Like, what is your?
I don't know.
Like, do you think it's some?
I don't know.
some
I-
bullshit?
What's
I'm
the
not,
scientific
like-
evidence behind it?
There's that. I honestly, I spent so long. Like when it first happened, I was so shocked that I was like, oh, like it's funny, ironic, ha 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 ha. And then like I spent so long after that thinking like, holy crap, my house could have burnt down. I was panicking, looking up like different ways that a lighter could combust and like
Yeah.
different like recalls and like different warnings of cheap lighters. And like honestly, I couldn't come to a conclusion of why it blew up randomly. And it was like the whole lighter, just like all the lighter fluid drained like really fast, just like combusted like a flamethrower. I was like,
How
this
full
is-
was it?
So weird.
It was like 3/4 full.
Oh, man.
How does
No,
it
no.
catch on fire?
Dude, I have no idea, man.
I
have
don't want to
no
see that.
idea.
I want to see that
No.
happen.
Jimmy wants to see it happen.
I heard it.
Bring the spell books
It
in right now.
was,
Why she blood and leave it somewhere, Jimmy?
It was re- it was
Have
really
to bring the
weird.
Spell books here first.
Oh,
it was really weird because like as soon as it happened, I was thinking about it. I was like, what? Like what happened? Like when it happened, like when it first happened, I heard the sound. I was like, I don't know what the fuck that was. I was like, I wasn't even gonna check it out. I was just like, that sounds really weird. But I was like, oh, that sounds kind of like really weird.
Lucky you
Sounds like
checked it out.
kind of intriguing. So I looked at it. I went to the other room and I saw it, and it was just like material on fire. And I was like, what the fuck is happening in here? And I
That's
like
crazy.
swatted it to like put out the fire. And then I was like, it happened so fast that because it was like a material stockpile. It was like a storage room,
yeah.
and it happened so fast that like if I was downstairs, because this was upstairs in 2 separate rooms, if I was downstairs, it would have like burnt heaps of material by the time I got upstairs.
So how was the damage? Like,
It was like
when you came in, like,
it's like
what was like
not much.
not much?
Like luckily it wasn't much. Yeah, because I like got there like as soon as the fire just started on the
So
material.
you reckon like if you were a minute late, shit would have just been
Yeah, if I was a minute late, shit would have been a dude. I literally stocked like so much material like on top of like in a pile. That, like if I was a minute and a half late, it would have like burnt the whole room down.
Jesus, bro, that's crazy.
Lucky
Like
you
it
came in
was
time.
fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
What are the
Eh.
spell books that you have? Like
Oh,
what?
I don't know.
what?
There was just like.
Did you read them?
No, I didn't read them. I didn't
Ah.
open them because they were like
I gave them away after that.
they were like binded. They were binded in like some white ribbon thing that you're not supposed to open. So I
what's the
didn't
point of
open it.
those books? Like how
Where'd
do
you even get
did you
them from?
Have you read them, Yazi?
'Cause I used to do like witchcraft stuff when I was like younger. And like, the thing was, I used to do it upstairs where Nathan's room is now.
I was not picking up.
Yeah, they can't hear
And
this.
all of a sudden, like this was like way back, like more than 10 years ago. That's how long like the books have been missing for. More than 10 years. I tried looking for them everywhere.
Like
Everywhere.
even
like,
when Nate found
legit
them?
Everywhere. Like the whole, no. So I looked everywhere, and all of a sudden they appeared when Nathan moved upstairs.
Where did you
And
find them,
Nathan's
Nate?
like, oh, I found your spell books, and I was like, oh my gosh, really? That is so creepy that you found it, because like I've been looking for them everywhere. And he goes, oh my gosh, the creepiest thing happened. Like the fire broke out. And I just knew I had to get rid of them.
Where did you find the spell books, Nate? Like where?
Oh, I just found
Like,
them in
was it,
like.
Were they like in the
obscure?
open?
No, not really. It was just like in a cabinet, like sort of hidden away. It wasn't really obscure, but it was like there was too much stuff in the way. It was only when I could like move stuff out of the way and like
Oh,
rearrange.
okay. So you were like digging through it and then like,
Yeah,
what's
and I
there?
found it. Yeah.
Gee, that's pretty crazy. You guys got any other spooky slash spooky coincidence
go.
stories?
Right, I like.
Let's go from left to right. Let's get to you.
All right. Well,
Yeah, tell them what's up,
I
Vuthy.
told you guys about like, well, I didn't tell you guys what explicitly happened, but I did tell you guys that like something super creepy happened Tuesday, right? And
Just this Tuesday.
just this Tuesday,
Damn.
literally, what day is it? Saturday? Just this Tuesday, bro.
Saturday.
Just this Tuesday. So like, so throughout the week, right? I look after Ashton. Ashton is my baby brother. So my parents leave work around like 5 o'clock in the morning, right?
Yeah.
And so that's when I usually that's when Ashton usually starts to get up and I look after him. So it was like 5:30, 5:40, right? I heard Ashton crying. I wake up and I was still like dead asleep. So I put him, bro. My heart's shaking. Just
thinking about it.
So like I went to his room. You know, I put him back to sleep, and then I went back to my room. And keep in mind, at this point, I was still like pretty much asleep, right?
Yeah.
And then like I was just laying down, hugging my wifey pillow, and then like suddenly I just like my mind is just awake and racing, and like I get the creepiest feeling, right?
Yeah.
Like I get the creepiest feeling that something is in the hallway, just looking at me, bro, and like this like silhouette of this like suited man,
Holy damn,
bro. Dude,
no, that's creepy.
No. You gotta keep listening. This silhouette of this like suited man, right, just kept popping in my head, and like I just kept like my heart was racing at that time because like I went from like dead asleep to fully awake. Like my mind was racing, and then like so like as I'm trying to like I'm trying to brush it off, right, but like I can't help but like look back and forth at the door.
Yeah.
Because like that's where I like
You can feel
that's
it.
where I feel this
Yeah.
whatever
you
this thing is.
You keep
looking at
checking
me,
it, right?
right? And then like 5 minutes later, it got to a point where I was just full on staring at the door, right? And bro, legit, I shit you not, the door starts opening.
Oh shit!
Dude, fuck. And then my little sister Kira comes in, and like I was both shitting myself and relieved at the same time. And so like this isn't like common, but it's pretty uncommon. But like sometimes Kira wakes up in the mornings or like nights, and like she woke up, and I was like, "What's wrong, Kira? Why aren't you asleep?" Right?
Yeah.
And so like she's just sort of like beating, like she's sort of like avoiding the question.
Yeah, just beating
And then
around
like
the bush.
and then like it sort of just clicked, like she's probably seen something. And then I'm like, Kira, like I speak in a more like serious tone, like, Kira, like, what's wrong? Why aren't you asleep? And bro, she tells me I see someone looking at me.
Holy
Dude,
shit!
This happened like 5 minutes, like, bro. Like, dude.
That's not cool, man.
Dude,
That's not cool,
it is
dude.
so creepy because she saw whatever I saw, or she was feeling whatever I was seeing. Like,
yeah, dude.
do you know how
There was
creepy
like
that is?
a joint experience. You didn't feel
Yeah.
like you were like you were crazy for like seeing
Yeah.
or feeling that presence.
Yeah. Well, it kind of scared me. I was like, wait a second, this pretty much just confirmed what I was,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
I was feeling.
Does this like? Do you think this correlates with like with what happened back in the past? Remember how you saw that?
We'll
dude?
get to that. We'll get to
Oh,
that.
yeah,
Yo,
your
yo,
story.
yo.
That's my
Oh.
story.
Alright. I feel like
Oh
it's
shit!
Yeah.
Yo, no.
I feel that it does. Like you know the story.
Yeah. Alright. Well, Anthony.
Yeah.
tell it. We'll let
Oh my
Anthony tell it.
god.
You don't know your story.
Oh,
No, hold on.
damn.
Let him finish.
I go on a bit, but like, the thing is, this isn't like Kira's first time seeing something. Like
Yeah.
like Anthony knows,
Yeah.
but like every now and then, she will claim she sees like a man or something, and the thing is, it's always that particular corner in her room, in our parents' room, that she sees whatever at, and like, bro.
That's not
I
cool,
don't know,
man.
bro. I
That is
don't
not
know.
cool.
I don't know, bro.
Dude.
Like, oh.
Oh, dude. Oh, dude. I don't want to go to your house anymore.
I don't think you guys can come over anymore. Just stay out.
Hey, have you heard, man? I got too many.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, yeah, that's my story of what happened this Tuesday.
It's crazy. You and Kira saw the same thing.
Yeah, we literally did minutes apart.
Shit.
Frick, when are you gonna call Ghostbusters? I swear.
I don't know, bro.
Call an exorcist.
Calling Yazzie.
Calling Yazzie to exercise the house.
Anyway, you want to share?
Share some salt.
Yeah, me and Vuthy have
Nah.
a similar story to that actually. When we were younger, We used to have a dog. Her name was Tita. She passed away, and that day it was just like it was a terrible day. We were all like upset, crying. I just remember I couldn't stop hugging my mom and just crying in her arms. And then that day, like me and Rudy had our own separate room, but I wanted to sleep with my mom. I think Rudy slept with my mom as well. Did you sleep there as well?
Nah.
Where did you sleep? How did
Sit
you
in my room.
well, I slept with my mom, and I just remember like in the middle of the night I woke up and it was raining, and we buried our dog in our backyard, and you have like a cubby house, and we just buried her behind there, and I just remember waking up in the middle of the morning. It was 3 a.m. I'd say, and it was raining, and I just peek out the side of the window. I'm not sure why, but I decided to look out, and then from like I swear I could have saw like just like there was a man in a suit just like with a briefcase and like a hat and whatever.
God damn.
And it's like as I peek out the window, like I'm looking at this man or this thing, and then this man like turns his head and looks directly at me, and from that point I'm just like I just close the window back and I go to sleep. But then the next morning when I wake up, I tell like my family about it. And apparently Rudy saw the same thing somehow, but I don't, how did you see it?
Yeah,
if
so
you
like
weren't in
no, so
Mommy's
like
room?
you didn't really elaborate too much. You told everyone else, but you didn't tell me. It wasn't until like 4 years later we were at Jimmy's house telling scary stories
Yeah.
that I
no,
told
I
you.
swear we knew we saw the same thing.
No, we didn't. We
No,
didn't.
I remember. I remember the
Yeah, I
exact
remember
moment
Yeah,
that like
yeah.
that Vuthy and
Oh,
Vuthy
really?
clicked in his head. He was like, "Oh shit! I remember seeing the same thing like ages ago."
Yeah. We're at Jimmy's house like 3 years ago or something like that.
Yeah, I was like, it was
And-
wild.
and,
Like, I was
and we're
say
telling
5 years
scary
ago, honestly.
stories. And I told the exact same story that Anthony just retold. And like at that point, like I just got shivers because I never told anybody that I saw the exact same
How
thing.
did you see it?
Yeah,
if
how
you're
did you see it
in
from your room?
Your room. It's like the opposite house.
No,
opposite end.
like I woke up and I don't think I woke up, but I saw it in the kitchen. When
You saw it in the
like,
kitchen.
Yeah, like I was just like peeking out the window at the cubby house, and I saw the exact same
Or
thing.
in the middle of the night.
Yeah. It was like 12 or 1.
Oh, so you were fully awake. You weren't like.
No, yeah. I don't know. It was like so long ago, but I do remember having the exact same experience. But I never told anybody else, and I wasn't aware that you had
Same
the
experience.
same experience as well until you told at Jimmy's, and then like. Bro, that's some creepy ass,
That was a
man.
creepy ass story. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I think.
Is
I
it?
think our dad saw the same thing. I remember telling him, and I think he said he saw the same thing, but I don't know if he was just like joking or not. Just like
He's
making
trying to
us
mess
feel
with you.
better. Or, like, I don't know.
Wait,
old man
is there
things
any
we do.
other times? Is there any other times that you guys saw like a man in a suit, sort of silhouette type figure?
No.
Not really.
I think of
Like,
Slenderman right now. it's not,
No,
I
Slenderman's
love
not-
imagining
Slenderman.
right now. It's nothing like that.
nah, it's nothing.
No.
Like,
It's
Oh,
just
that's sick.
when I picture him, it's just like a regular man, like average height, average build. He's just
Yeah.
got a suit on and he's wearing like a hat.
Like pretty old, not like really
Yeah.
old, but
it's so weird how you guys are describing the exact same thing. Like,
I don't know.
Eh.
But it's scary.
what the fuck?
I don't know if I believe what I saw back then or not, because it's just like, do I believe? Are ghosts even real? Like, what do you
Well,
think?
like,
are ghosts
After hearing
real?
this shit, I believe it now. Honestly, like,
have you ever
no,
experienced
I've
anything,
never
Jimmy?
experienced any paranormal my whole life.
like at all.
Your mom?
Huh?
Nobody? Your mom?
Your
Nobody
family?
close
No
to you?
one. Like, the first time I ever heard about paranormal shit was from you guys.
Oh really?
and like,
Oh.
Damn.
honestly, like the first time was our friend. Like
Yeah,
how
our friend.
he
I'm used to
Suki?
Yeah.
Suki.
Oh.
it.
Saki.
Saki.
Saki, yeah, Saki, right? Like at night, like in the corner of his room, he would see this.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't him. It was his
Oh,
little
it was.
sister.
It was his little
Okay,
sister. That's
so-
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So we gotta preface this a bit. What would happen was that typically, like, what would happen is that he and his little sister would be home alone or something, like
Or
a
just
similar type
hanging in his
situation.
room.
And like, his sister would be scared to go in his room, and he would be like, because he's a bit scared as well. So he'd be like, "Oh, what's up? Like, why are you scared to go in my room?" And then he'd ask her, and she would be like, "Nah, over there, over there in the corner of your room, there's a girl looking at me. there's a girl looking at me, and he, our friend, would be like, what are you talking about? Like, there's no one in there. And his little sister would keep saying, like, insistently, that there's a girl, like, standing in the corner of his room. And she ended up saying that her name was Saki. And that, like, she, from time to time.
Yeah, that's Layla.
From time to time, Saki would just show up, like, in their upstairs area, just, like, in the corner of their room and stuff like that. I was like, far out, dude. That's so creepy, though.
Have you heard about Saki like any recently at all?
No, I haven't heard about it.
Do you reckon like paranormal stuff is more like like children can see that more like better than like adults?
That's what I hear.
Yeah, right. Cause like you haven't actually seen him like lately. You still a silhouette. And but like you didn't actually see him, so like that's what I'm saying. Like maybe like you lost the ability to see like paranormal or like spirits as you grow up.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I hear a lot that like children or like young children are like able to better perceive, I guess the unknown.
Yeah,
that's
better than us.
Yeah, I would say.
Yeah.
When you come
you
here,
can come like talking to the mic, but I would say. Yeah, I would say like not only are like children more prone to witnessing like paranormal activity, but like animals as well seem to have like household pets.
Yeah,
seem to
like
have
dogs and
like
cats,
some
right?
weird ability to perceive things.
Yeah, like some weird.
And like I don't know. Like I've had some weird moments, but nothing like really too serious. But like there was this one time that I was like home alone, and this was like a couple years ago. I was younger then, but I was home alone. I was just chilling, like playing game, like whatever, chilling. And then my dog was next to me, and like typically what would happen is like if my dogs hear a sound at the gate or outside or something, they would like look and maybe bark, like if it's something like suspicious.
Yeah, like typical dog, right?
Yeah,
Typical
like
dog shit.
typical guard dog shit. But one time I was sitting there in the corner of my room chilling, and like my dog was staring at the corner of my room for like 5 straight minutes. And then I was like, Marley, what's wrong? And I was trying to like get his attention, and he wouldn't like look away from the corner. And then he started growling at the corner, and I was home alone by myself, and like no one was outside. None of the other dogs were barking or growling. And we're just chilling there, and he was like growling at the corner, like right next to me, and there was nothing there. And I was like, I don't know, dude. This is really weird, but honestly, like nothing happened at the time. And like,
that is creepy. Yeah, that is
What
creepy.
if that thing is the reason why the lighter blew up?
nah.
Yeah,
That was ages ago. That was ages ago.
Right. Well, like
I doubt there's linkage
that
between
story was
that.
ages ago.
Yeah, it's true.
Back
It's true.
again.
You had sleep paralysis before when you were
Yeah, sleep paralysis.
Oh no! Oh,
Have you not had?
No,
I've
no.
had sleep
I've had
paralysis
sleep
before.
paralysis.
I've never
no!
had one.
I've never had sleep
I
paralysis.
don't want one.
I had this.
It's not scary. I
Oh,
don't think.
shit.
Are you serious?
Okay.
I
Okay.
sweated
okay.
so
Yeah,
much.
let's hear your sleep paralysis.
No,
story
we
now.
gotta talk
left
about
and
this.
right,
We gotta
left
talk about this because this is a really weird story.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is sleep paralysis. I don't know if this is a nightmare. I don't know what this was, but there was this one time where like a while ago when I was younger, I used to share a bunk bed with my brother, and I would sleep on the top bunk. And there was this one night where like I was just sleeping, and in the middle of the night, I don't know if I woke up or I don't know if it was a nightmare, but I heard the door creak open. It was like, and I was like, what the fuck is that? And I heard something stepping down into my room, like pretty heavy footsteps. And I didn't dare open my eyes. I was so scared because I was younger then. I didn't dare open my eyes. And I could like imagine like the layout of my room and like where it was.
Where it was.
Relative to the sound that it was making. And I heard it walk into my room, and I was like, no, there's no way something's in my room.
Is this when you were
I was
having
freaking out.
sleep paralysis?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if this is sleep paralysis or a nightmare.
I'm not drunk anymore.
'Cause- okay,
Could you move?
no, but here's the thing. Okay, let me preface the story a bit because this is the interesting bit. Like, it's probably a nightmare, but the thing is, when I fell asleep, the door was closed, right? The door was closed when I fell asleep. When I was hearing this sound, the door clearly opened, and then as it came closer to my bed, I heard it walk up the bunk bed like ladder, and I heard the metal creak down as it walked up the ladder. It was like, and I was like, "There's no way I'm opening my eyes." And then I heard it get to the top bunk, and then I felt a heavy as pressure on my body, and I felt it climb on top of me and press me down, and it was making like this weird sound, like right next to my face, like it was like growling, dude. And I was like, "There's no fucking way." Dude. I freaked out, and I woke up, and when I woke up, the door was closed again.
Were you moving? Like when you woke
But
up,
like you
were
didn't, but you
moving.
didn't see the door open though. But you like
I heard the door open,
that's-
but like
but I didn't see the door open, but I didn't hear it close either. That's why I was like, to this day, it felt so realistic. Like I could hear it in my room, and I could hear it walk up the stairs, and I could feel its pressure on my body. And then when I woke up, like it was all gone and the door was closed.
That's
I
scary.
think-
And like to this day, I don't know what happened. I think it was just a nightmare.
Yeah.
But then like after that, for a while, I was like too scared to be
But I
honest.
don't
But
reckon it was a nightmare because I had the same thing happen.
Okay.
no, I legit had a similar thing to
Hold
that as
I
well.
want to hear Jimmy story because like Jimmy sounds shit scared right now.
No, cause like it wasn't so. The scary thing is I was like also sleeping in a bunk bed as well, but
Yeah.
like it wasn't like the top bunk. I was the bottom bunk. So I,
Yeah.
like honestly, I don't know if I was having a nightmare or it was me having sleep paralysis. That's the thing I couldn't like
similar story.
differentiate.
Yeah.
Because at the time, yeah, because I don't know. I remember having a nightmare, proper nightmare, and then I remember waking up and I couldn't move, I couldn't speak. My body was so heavy, and like literally, I literally tried to move like the best I could, and I couldn't. I was like, what the fuck's happening?
So
Like
you were awake, right?
I was,
Your eyes were open.
I thought, I didn't know that like, cause I thought like at the time, yo, this is just a dream. Like I'm
Yeah,
just having a
yeah.
really shitty, fucking dream.
Wasn't it?
But then like, and then I remember like then waking up the next morning and my whole bed was wet, like wet from sweat.
He just
No, I didn't fucking pee. Like,
My man peed
it wasn't like it
himself.
wasn't just like the bottom part of my. It was like the whole bed, like my pillow, my blanket. It was just yeah. So honestly, like hearing he's literally sleep paralysis thing. I'm thinking, frick, that shit exactly happened to me. But like, it was so long ago, so I don't remember exactly like, all that like, all the details. But like, it was so similar to.
Did you like see anything? Or
I
did
don't know,
you-
like, I don't know. It felt like an invisible force literally was on top of me, and
Yeah.
like, I didn't like hear or feel anything. Maybe because I don't know.
Yeah.
I was like, I wasn't too young, but I was like, still in like maybe like, just the start of high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I started because this happened when I was in Queensland, and then I moved. Yeah, I started high school in Queensland, so.
Do you know of sleep
Honestly,
paralysis
yeah.
before?
Not gonna lie, this shit didn't happen before I met you guys. Fuck you guys. I swear. You just you brought that nigga to my house.
Come on, bro.
Do you know of sleep paralysis? Were you aware of it before you experienced it?
I didn't know what it was literally
Oh,
at the
really?
time. Like, and like no, like I knew about it once when we were last time we talked when we last time we talked about scary shit.
Oh, like
yeah, that was and like I don't think it happened then. It happened after like that. Honestly,
That's
Uh-uh.
scary.
that is. I don't think about it now because I don't remember scary shit like that. Like
You don't want to think about.
I don't want to think about it. Exactly. I don't
Exactly.
feel like some demons on top, like in my house right now. Like I
not
try
sleeping
not to. Like the thing that I always worry about is robbers, honestly, because my house got robbed twice. So that's all.
Wait, this house?
Not this house.
Last
th-
house,
th-
right?
my last house.
Yeah.
Wait, your recent last house?
Yeah, my recent last house.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
it got robbed twice. Like a time when two of my cars got stolen. The Audi.
I remember that.
Yeah, yeah, and like we got them both back, but yeah, it's pretty shit. And before that, it was when my other family was living there. You know, do you remember they had a dog as well, and they got a dog named Astro. I don't know. It was so long ago. Yeah, yeah. We had a dog named Astro, and like at the time, yeah, and, like we got robbed then as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, like every night, like after hearing that shit, I'm like, frick, I always like stay up at night, look at my door, and like I swear I had a book under my pillowcase every time, cause I'm ready to fight this bitch if this guy ever comes to my room. Yeah, sit there
Anyway.
whenever you like. And honestly, like I was like made sure to always double check the doors every freaking night. Like I was a paranoid kid, honestly,
Yeah.
growing up, but I don't know. It's like
That's
hasn't happened
insane.
lately, so I've been chill.
Shit, that's scary.
Yeah, just put some candles on, just meditate before I go to sleep, and I'm good
Uh,
to go.
When was this? When was this?
This was like
Ages ago.
ages
right?
ago, literally when I was living in the other house, and like
Oh, yeah.
honestly, at that time we would like even watch all that scary shit. I'm like, fuck, this is not good for me, but whatever. I'm like,
Alright.
Alright, well,
it made me stronger.
before we get to the good stuff over here, apparently
Yeah, yeah.
Nathan's sister over here has a lot of stories. I want to hear about Anthony's sleep paralysis, because like you guys all have it, but like
Yeah.
I haven't had it before.
Nate, were you aware of sleep paralysis before you had it,
Um,
or did you experience it and then research on it?
no. I heard about it, right? I heard
Before,
about it from
right?
family members because like
Uh-huh.
family members like told me that it could happen and whatever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And like I was like a little paranoid that it would happen to me, but then like it never actually ever happened to me. And then when it did happen, I wasn't sure. Like to this day, I'm still not sure if it's like a nightmare or if it was actual sleep paralysis.
Yeah. No, for me, I don't know. I don't really think sleep paralysis is scary. I think what creates the images is your head and the stories you've heard about it. Because like you always hear people saying, you see something or you feel something
Yeah, yeah.
like being pressed up against you when you experience sleep paralysis. And for me, like I was aware of that, and I remember like when during my sleep paralysis, when I first woke up and I was like, holy fuck, I can't move. I was scared. It was like pretty scary. I was like, and I just remember like one corner of my room being really dark, but then like, I just like, all right, I'm gonna get out of this. So I just took some really deep breaths and just calmed myself down. I could hear my heartbeat just like slowly like getting like slower and just like more calm. And then after that, I just started moving
Yeah,
again. I was
true.
like, that's it. And I went back to sleep. Like I wasn't.
True,
I don't
true,
know.
yeah,
I've
yeah.
never really had any scary experiences because I don't think.
Yeah, no.
Go on.
Honestly, like I would say that's like pretty interesting because like even though I don't think I've really had sleep paralysis, like really, like I've had a few experiences where like you're half awake, half asleep, and like
Yeah.
you see things that like aren't really there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So like there's objects in my room where like I'd wake up and like for some reason my vision would like play tricks on me, and like
Yeah,
I'd
yeah.
end up seeing like this silhouette that looks like a man standing there over
yeah,
me,
yeah.
and then like I wouldn't blink or anything. I'd just wait till my eyes adjust to the darkness, and then it
and then
turns
it
out
just
to be
like
something.
that's what I think a big part of people seeing shit in the sleep process is like you're literally half asleep.
But
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 what's the
but-
but? Let me hear it.
there was this one time. There was
Another
this
one.
one time. Typically, like, I would look at something, it would scare me, and then I would wait till my vision adjusts, and then it would turn into something normal. Like it
Yeah.
would turn into my clothes. It would turn into like
No.
something hanging. This one time,
No.
I woke up, and I swear to God, a
You were trying to
hand
adjust.
reached out. A hand reached out to grab my face as I opened my eyes. And I got so scared, and like I tried to wait till my vision adjusted, and there was nothing there. It looked like a hand reached straight out to my face as I woke up. And I jumped backwards and like yelled.
Right now?
I yelled as soon as I woke up, and I was like, "There's no way. That's got to be like something." And then I looked, and there was like nothing there. There was like absolutely nothing there in front of my face, on my bed, or anything. And like I have no idea what that was, dude. And like I don't know. I've honestly never seen like ghosts or anything.
Yeah.
But like I don't know what that was that one time.
So like you think what do you think is the cause of that? Do you think
I don't know, dude.
like
I really don't know. Cause like half of me is like, oh yeah, maybe it was just like some hallucination that I experienced when I was
Yeah.
in like a half awake state.
yeah.
But then
that-
like
that
half of me is
awake.
like, that was pretty fucking creepy. Like that was really scary, and like nothing was there, and like I've never experienced a hallucination like that before or after that. And it was so like it was such a vivid like image of a hand
Yeah.
reaching out to my face. They're like, I don't know, man.
Was it black?
I really don't know. And it, like, no, it was a white hand actually.
Oh, really?
It was a white hand.
Yeah.
But no, because it's not like I was having a nightmare before that or anything either. It's just like woke
Yeah.
up and randomly there was a hand like in my face, trying to grab my head like
So
face.
wasn't your own hand or anything?
No, it was my hands were like under my hands were under my blanket like by my side.
What are you saying?
No,
You're
no,
tired,
like-
man. You just wake up.
His hands coming at him like that.
Yeah, I like try to grab my own face and get scared. But No, it was like my hands were by my side, and I don't know. It was just something that happened. I really don't know what it was.
All I can say is, why the fuck have you not moved out yet? Like, I'm just like, you like this is how long this been going for? Like, how many years
It's
now?
going forever, man.
Why the fuck have you not?
No.
Like, what do
I
you?
was like, are you enjoying this? Is this like
It's not
fun
bad.
for you?
It's kind of
I'm like,
thrilling.
the moment this shit happened to me in this house, I'm getting out of here. I stay for no Saki, for no freaking. I'm sorry. Tell the new neighbors I'm sorry. Tell the new owners. Oh, have fun with the ghosts.
Yeah, stop that.
No, but like,
Anyway.
talking about the sleep paralysis thing, though, like, at the time when I had the sleep paralysis, cause like I really didn't believe in ghosts and any of that kind of shit. You know, I thought, cause, you know, I was having all night. I was like, previous before that, I was having all nights watching anime, and like I thought it was just my body telling me, go to fucking sleep. Like, you know, you're fucking up your body. Here, I'm gonna force you to rest. I thought that was it. I legit like at the time, and like
he's a
even,
ghost.
like I didn't like hear any of that kind of shit. It was just I couldn't move, I couldn't like talk and stuff. And I felt like like my body's shutting down. Like maybe I'm just not resting enough. That's what I thought it was as well at the time.
And your chest felt heavy.
Yeah, so I feel like maybe it's like, oh frick, you know, I'm not getting enough rest. Maybe not getting enough water, or like I don't know. And then by now hearing this shit, I'm like, fuck. It could have. Wait, this could happen to you too. Like, I know you had an all-nighter playing like some game before that. Like,
Scary. I reckon my sleep paralysis story is
Oh, yeah.
more scary.
All right,
So-
well.
Let's hear it.
Yeah.
right, here we
We
go.
had
Pass
some-
it on to Yazzie.
We'll pass the mic to our special guest.
Special guest.
Okay. Hi everyone, my name's Yasmin.
Welcome.
Cameras over there.
So, since I was a really young kid, I've always been quite spiritual, and I've experienced a lot of paranormal activity. But going on the story of sleep paralysis, my first ever sleep paralysis, I remember going to sleep with the door closed, and then I woke up to the sound of heavy breathing.
Oh, no.
But it was like- And for a second there, I thought, you know, like sometimes when you're sleeping and you can hear yourself like snore, and you like wake up and you can hear. Yeah, I thought it was myself breathing,
Yeah.
but then I sort of like held my breath for that second just to make
Why'd
sure
you do that?
it wasn't me.
Yeah.
But like the breathing was like, and like so I
what the
so
fuck?
when I held my breath for a second before I opened my eyes, I like realized it wasn't me breathing. So like I opened my eyes, and you know how I told you the door was closed when I went to sleep.
Yeah.
It was open.
The door was like slightly open. There was like a little crack through the door, and you know how when there's like a hallway light on, the light shines through the door.
Yeah.
So like, but like if someone was there, you wouldn't be able to see their face because your room's dark.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
you can
yeah.
see like the outline sort of thing.
a silhouette.
Yeah, like a silhouette. So like I woke up and I like straight away looked at my door because I was like thinking, oh, like someone must be in my room, and like the door was like slightly open, and I saw like this black shadow silhouette sort of thing of like a woman,
A woman.
but like a woman. You could see like
Oh,
the
shit.
hair. It was like really like scraggly hair sort of thing, and like she was moving to, oh my god, my heart's like beating so fast. So like she was moving towards me, and as she was moving towards me, the sound of the breathing was like was louder. Like it was like,
Oh
and then like I couldn't move, so I was just like this on my bed, like like that, and then like
You didn't grudge vibes.
all of a sudden, like she like jumped on top of me, like it was like this whole big black thing just took over me, and I couldn't breathe, and I was like this in my bed, just like paralyzed, and like my eyes were open, but I couldn't see the person's face or nothing.
Yeah.
I felt like something else was in the room, like with
Not-
whatever it
not
was.
just
So it was
her.
two.
It felt like there was two like things in my room, like so like there was like a man. It felt like a man's energy. And anyway, so I was like this, because like this was the time when I was like going to church, so I was like quite Christian
Yeah.
in that time. So when she was on top of me and I couldn't breathe, I felt like she was suffocating me. Like it felt like like
Yeah.
just I was
Yeah.
being suffocated,
Yeah.
and I was like telepathically like communicating because I couldn't actually move my mouth,
Yeah.
but I was like saying like, do you know who I am? Like you can't do this to me. Like you can't do this to me. And I was like, I'm a child of God, and on the count of 3, in the name of Jesus, you'll be gone. And like, I was like 1, 2, 3, and it stopped. And I was like, when like as I like breathed out, I literally like felt hands on my feet, like around my ankles, like literally, and I got dragged off the bed.
No
And
freaking
no,
way.
I'm not even kidding.
Holy
And like,
fuck.
mind you, like I was like only in my underwear and like a shirt, and I like ran to my brother's room and his room where he was sleeping with the bunk bed, and I like went to Mitchell and I was like, move over to my brother. I
I
was
can
like,
confirm this story.
Yes,
I
and
remember
I
this
was-
night.
and I told my brother, I was like, move over. And I had to sleep next to the wall. And I was like just awake the whole night, just staring at like everything. I was like, oh man, this shit ain't happening to me again. But yeah, no, like I literally like felt like hands wrap around my ankles and like grab me. And it was really hard. And I got pulled off the bed by my ankles. So like, you know how you were saying, do you think sleep paralysis is because
Yeah,
of like
yeah.
stories that people have like told you that it sets in your mind to see a certain image or something like that? I was like, nah, because the thing is like I always wondered like why is it when it's sleep paralysis everyone sees the similar images like all around the world, like no matter what, everyone experiences like your body can't, like you can't move,
Yeah.
you can't speak, so like it has to like come from somewhere. But like science tries to like, you know, say that it's because you're like awake but your body's still sleeping. But
Yeah.
why
yeah.
does everyone see the same image?
It's because like everyone is aware of like what image that is, and I just think like because like everyone is like everyone's always sharing their stories of what
Yeah.
they saw, and you're just like it's kind of like a placebo where
Yeah.
you're just like you're convincing your mind that there's something there,
So
even though it's not. There's
yeah,
not.
so I'll tell you. So the thing was, before I even experienced it, I never even knew about sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
So that's why, like, you know,
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
just
yeah,
makes me.
Literally the same.
That's why I asked like was
Yeah.
Jimmy aware and like was
And
Nate
then the
aware of
next
it?
day, the next night, it happened to Nathan. That was when Nathan experienced.
Oh,
No
really?
freaking
His
way. Exact same night after.
The
Talk about-
exact same night after.
We got to talk about mum's sleep paralysis as well.
And then, so when Nathan heard those footsteps go up his bunk bed, right, I was still sleeping in my brother's room that night.
You
So the
were
next
there.
night, I was there.
Mm.
I was there when those footsteps were going up the bunk bed, and I heard it as well. No, I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding. But I actually thought it was Nathan. Like I actually
Holy
thought it was Nathan, and he was going, like he
Yeah, like-
made noises. And then 5 minutes later, it happened to my mom. My mom said she saw a lady like climb on top of her, and then
Oh
after
my
that, my
God.
mom opened all the doors, all the windows, and she was like, "Get the fuck out, bitch! Get the fuck out, bitch! You ain't welcome here!" Like she was full swearing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like it was like going around
Yeah,
my house.
That's so
Yo.
What the fuck?
that's pretty scary.
Yeah. And
Yo.
I legit heard those footsteps as well, and it was heavy,
Holy.
heavy footsteps.
Like, you don't think that the one that went up his bunk bed was the man that you saw that you felt? Because at the same time the girl was at your mum's bed, right? Like,
Yeah.
Was it the same night as well as?
It was the same night.
Same night.
Same.
So
No. So it happened to me, right?
Yeah.
And then the very next night, the bunk bed situation happened, and then 5 minutes later, it happened to my mom.
No way.
And she said she saw the lady's face and everything.
Lady's face.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
What about you, Nate? What do you reckon it was like a lady voice or like a guy?
That was a dude.
A dude. Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
thinking.
So it was like as if they were like coupled together or something like that.
Was it like the old owners of couple or something or like?
Sorry if you can't hear me.
Nah.
It's so good.
Frick.
But yeah, like so much creepy shit happened in that house. Hey.
Still does.
Does it
Leave.
still happen?
Tell
to
him
you?
to leave.
Yeah.
You escaped. What do you?
There was actually one time, not one time, actually, there's 2 times. So one time, I was having a shower, and no one was home,
Oh my god.
and while I was having a shower, I don't know if you guys, like, you know, public toilets, how they have the padlocks where you twist it
Yeah.
and it like locks into like a little bar thing.
Yeah.
So our bathroom door has those padlocks where you twist it to lock.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and I was having a shower and I heard like the doorknob like twisting, like but twisting fast, like as if someone was trying to come in to the loo or something.
Yeah.
And when that was happening, I was like, I thought, oh, someone must have just came home because I knew I was home alone. So I was like, oh, someone must have came home and needs to go to the loo or something. So I was like, I'm having a shower. I'm in here. Like, I'm having a shower. And it stopped for a second. And then, like, it happened again. And this time it was, like, going doom, 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 like, as if someone was, like, trying to, like, open the door really hard. And I was like, I'm having a shower. What do you want? And, like, I was shampooing my hair. And there was shampoo in my hair. And it was all bubbly. And it was, like, I was, like, trying to, like, wash it out. And as I was doing that, the door swung open. And mind you, there's no way that you can open that padlock from the outside. It's literally a bar lock, like the public toilet locks. And I like left the shower on. I ran outside naked to my grandma's house and I was screaming and I was like, I'm getting haunted. I'm like, ah! Yeah. How creepy is that?
Holy shit. I'm literally crying. I had such a similar like experience. I didn't realize like it was some holy fuck. Like I don't know, because like, at my old house, this was in Sydney, and I was having a shower as well. Holy shit! And like, you know, and it was getting all steamy and everything. You know, I was having a hot shower, and then like I hear rattling. I'm like, whatever. Someone's trying to open the door. I'm having a shower, whatever. And like, the thing is with mine, like, I couldn't get out of the bathroom. Like, I don't know. And like, I tried opening the door. I was banging, and like no one was hearing me. And I thought like, oh, maybe you know everyone's just outside or some shit. And then like I literally couldn't open the door. Like I tried everything. I tried like trying to open the lock, freaking shaking everything. I was like still, what the fuck? Like why the holy shit?
Wow. And then like literally the next day, an incident happened in the same bathroom again.
With who?
I don't know why. I thought, oh, I'll be fine. This time people were home, so I went into the bathroom because the bathroom has a toilet in there as well.
Yeah.
And like I was on the toilet, and in the bathroom there's like a cabinet, like a cupboard cabinet.
Yeah.
And the doors were like locked, and these are like the doors were like closed, and these are the doors where you have to pull really hard to sort of open the cabinet, like it goes when you know like those push-in ones. And as I was on the toilet, like the doors like swung open on this cupboard, and they were going like open, closing like this. And there was no wind in the bathroom. And I was like on the shitter. I was like, I can't rush. It was so scary. It was so scary, bro.
Oh my god.
Holy fuck.
Okay. No, I've got to add something. I mean, this is a pretty spooky episode, and we can't really talk about like ghost stories and spooky episodes without talking about our friend's old house.
Oh fuck yeah! All
I don't
right,
know much about
go
it.
hard.
I don't know.
Oh,
much.
okay.
You got
I
to
mean-
all that.
I mean, I know some stories, but I feel like Yaz would be able to explain it more.
Wait,
More better.
this was with the friend's mum, right?
Yeah. Everyone that went to the
Everywhere.
house. Okay, I'll preface it. I'll begin with one of my stories that happened at that house. So basically, back in the olden days, him and his
Where was
older
this at?
brother. This was in Woodridge.
Okay.
Him and his older brother had this like, I think it was like a PlayStation Move or something where the console detected motion.
Yeah.
And it could like track your body position, and we're playing this boxing game where like it tracked like your whole body and it tracked your hands. And me and my cousin were playing this. Me and my friend, my cousin, were playing this game, and like we were in the lounge room, us two, like versing in whatever game this was, and like we stopped playing the game, and we were out of the sight from like the PlayStation Move, and then it started moving by itself, like in the middle of the day, in the lounge room when we were there with it, and it just started moving like really weirdly. Like it wasn't this game, I don't think it was supposed to like move on its own when you're not in the camera.
Yeah.
It just started like moving as if something was there with us.
Was it like coherent like?
Yeah, it
like
wasn't.
coherent action.
It was
wasn't
coherent
like
actions. It
just
wasn't some
random.
like random actions. It wasn't like preset. It didn't seem like preset default actions, and it didn't seem like random like just malfunction actions. It seemed like coherent actions that like something was there with us, like controlling it.
What was it? What was it doing?
Whatever was
I don't know. It was just like kind of just moving around, like moving around, just like casually there with us. And yeah, I don't have much stories from the house, but other than that, there was this one time where I don't know. I've had like these weird nightmares. Like I have nightmares now and again where like they seem so realistic because in my nightmare, I wake up in my bed from the exact position that I fell asleep in, and my room layout is exactly the same as it was when I fell asleep. So like, I think they're nightmares. Honestly, I think they're nightmares. But then if they're so like eerily, creepily like realistic, that it like trips me out every time it happens. And there was this one time at that house where I was sleeping in one of the bedrooms like close to the front of the house, and there was a bookshelf in front of me, and all the books started coming off the bookshelf and floating around the room. And then the door started opening, and there was like a little girl standing at the doorway, staring at us. And then it like dragged me off the bed, and then I woke up from my nightmare.
Dude, what?
And I was like,
Wait, were you
I
on the
don't
floor? Like,
no, I
When you
wasn't on the
woke
floor. I was in my bed still. Like it was definitely a nightmare. But then like, it just felt like really weird. It didn't
felt too
feel.
surreal.
Yeah, it felt too surreal. It wasn't like one of those random nightmares that just happens out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And yeah, and like a lot of like very similar stories happens to like everyone that goes to that house.
Yeah.
And like, have you ever been to that house, Jimmy?
no, I wasn't here. Like,
He wasn't in Queensland at the
when
time, right.
this stuff was happening. I'm how glad. I'm so glad.
Yeah.
Alright, do you reckon that dream was of Saki?
No, I don't know. I don't think so. But
I reckon that Saki followed these people.
The family, yeah.
The
from that house.
family from that original house.
So can you give us before you go on? Can you give us like a little bit of I guess history about what Saki is, who Saki is?
Okay. So, that house, I don't know if it's a little girl or not, but I actually think this is leaning more towards some sort of, what's it called when like, some sort of intelligence. Because a lady actually died in that house. She passed away because a part of the house burnt down. The room that caught fire was the room that she died in. So it was a pretty like tragic death. But they like revamped the house and like fixed the room and everything like that. My first ever haunting was actually at that house.
What happened?
So I was probably around 7 years old, around 6 or 7 years old. No, actually, I would have been older because, yeah, I was probably around. How much older am I? 10 years. Oh no, 8 years. Yeah, so I would have been 8 years old. Sorry. And I was sleeping in the lounge room, and I thought that my auntie and my cousin were sleeping next to me, because that's how I remember falling asleep, was they were next to me, and we were sleeping on the floor, like on like, like little beds on the floor, mattresses. And like in the middle of the night, I woke up. I just needed to go to the loo, and as I like looked to my right, I saw my auntie and my cousin sleeping there. And I was like, oh yeah, that's cool. So, like I said, like I've never been haunted or I've never experienced anything before this. So I saw them sleeping there, and I was like, oh yeah. And then I looked in front of me, and I saw someone standing there, like a lady standing there.
Oh my god.
And like I literally like saw her whole like body, every single feature, and her head was like to the side,
Oh no, please don't do
and
that.
like her
don't
eyes,
do
like
that.
where her eyes were, it was like really dark. Like I can remember everything like photographic. It was like really dark, like really black, dark set eyes, and her mouth was open, and it was just like a black hole where her mouth was, and like I could see through her. So that's how I knew it was a ghost, because there was a clock behind where she was standing. There was like a computer, and on top of the computer was like a clock,
Yeah.
and I could see all of that through her. And I went, and like covered my face with the blanket. And then 2 seconds later, I like pulled it off, and I had a look to my right to see if my auntie and my cousin were there, because I was going to wake up my auntie to like tell her I needed to go to the toilet, and she wasn't even there. And neither was
What?
my cousin.
Like missing from the mattress, or like was the mattress there, or were you just like alone in
The
the
mattress wasn't there, and neither
No
was she
way.
or my cousin. I was the only one sleeping in the lounge room. And then, so I like sort of got up, but I was up against the wall, and I was sort of sliding along the
Yeah.
wall, like, because I was a bit creeped out. And then a few minutes, like, so I was like really scared. I was just staring around everywhere. A few minutes went by, and the light turned on, and my stepdad walks into the kitchen and like went to the kettle to turn the kettle on. But mind you, like at this time I wasn't thinking to myself like, why is he walking into the kitchen at this time of night? Because it was like midnight. Like I don't
Yeah.
remember the exact time, but it was really, really dark. It was just in the middle of the night. Everyone was asleep. And as I was talking to him, I was like, oh, dad, I just saw a ghost. I just saw a ghost. And he was just like, he didn't say anything, just looked at me and nodded his head. And I was like, do you believe me? He nodded his head. And then I was like, I need to go to the toilet. So I ran to the toilet, went to the toilet. And I came out of the toilet, and I saw my mum. And I was like to my mum, Mum, I just saw a ghost. I just saw a ghost. Or like, I was really freaked out. And she didn't say anything either. Like, she just walked to her room and went to sleep.
What?
And then I went back to the lounge room, and I don't know why I went back to the lounge room and didn't go sleep with anyone else. I went back to the lounge room, went to sleep, and then in the morning, everyone was awake and everyone was in the lounge room. And so I woke up to everyone being in the lounge room. And I tried to like say to my mum and my dad, I was like, oh, I saw a ghost last night. Do you remember? Like, and they're like, what? What are you on about?
Oh my god.
So it was like, was I really talking to
them.
them? That was my first ever experience of like anything paranormal, any haunting.
Holy, like
This house, like literally everyone got haunted there. Everyone.
everyone.
And even there was this one time I was in the room where apparently this lady passed
Died.
away. And I was laying there with my auntie, and my auntie got up to go to the loo, and I wanted to go with her because I was so scared. I didn't want to be by myself. She's like, no, you'll be all right. And like, I don't know if you guys really know what it is, but it's like these like plastic flares, and on the ends of the plastic strings there's like little lights on the end of the plastic strings.
You remember that toy?
Yeah,
it-
it's
is
like
it
a
a
toy
toy?
sort of thing, and it
Yeah.
like spins around, and it's like you know the top of like a broom head sort of thing.
Yeah.
You
You
get
It was
them
like
for,
that.
temples,
It's like
eh?
those
Oh,
little
yeah,
tiny
I know
plastic
what you
strings,
mean.
and on
Yeah,
the
it's like
ends of the
lights.
plastic strings there were like lights. And she went to the loo, and I was in the bed, and I was staring at this plastic light thing that was spinning around,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden it like turned off, and then it turned back on, and it started spinning the other way.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
And then it
boy.
turned off again, and it started spinning the other way. And I was like, oh my goodness. But yeah, that was like the 2 times that I got haunted in that place.
Like, did you hear about like the other hauntings that happened in that place from everyone else, or
Yeah, I heard about the
Yeah.
other hauntings
were
as
they
well.
similar to your hauntings, or like
My auntie's one was the worst because she used to sleep in that room.
no
What-
way
The room where the lady
died?
died.
Yeah.
What happened to your
Um,
auntie?
So she was reading a romance novel 'cause she was like obsessed with romance novels.
Of course.
And it was just her,
Best
And-
genre.
my auntie, the owner of the house. It was just them two at the house. And so my auntie was in one of my aunties was in her room, and then my other auntie, the one that was sleeping in that room where the lady passed away, she was reading her romance novels. And then she said all of a sudden, like, her legs started being lifted up off the bed, and she started getting dragged, and she held onto the bars of the bed. It was a single bed. She was holding onto the bars, screaming, "Help me!" And she was in the air, like, whatever it was. Like, she was like flying in the air, and they were like grabbing onto her legs, like trying to pull her legs. Yeah.
Did anyone else hear her screaming, "Help me"? And stuff?
Yeah. My other
Yeah?
auntie ran in the room and was like trying to push her, like, "What's going on? What's going on?"
Oh, so your other auntie didn't see her like with her legs in the air or anything.
Yes, she did.
She did.
She did.
Oh shit.
Yes.
Fuck that.
Yes. Like, that's why I'm saying, like, I don't know if it's like just a regular ghost.
Yeah.
It's like something that's like quite intelligent, and apparently, whatever it was used to wash the dishes as well.
Oh, I heard that one
Damn.
as well.
Yeah. Used to wash the dishes, like the tap would turn on, like you'll see bubbles in the sink and stuff with all the like the dishes. So like my auntie had to make sure that house was like really clean all the time.
Oh, is that why
She was
your
a
She
neat-
had like
has, like,
OCD.
yeah.
She's got OCD because of that.
That's on Mao, right? You're talking about on Mao?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Oh.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. They're really crazy.
Yeah, that's I don't know, like I'm getting spooked out. I don't know about you guys.
And like the hauntings at your house happened like it didn't happen like right after all this stuff happened. Like it happened like a few years after.
It was a few years after.
Bye. And you don't think those are connected at all, or like?
No, I don't really feel like they're connected.
Yeah.
But the Saki thing, I reckon, is connected to that old house. Because there were actually stories about a little girl at that old house,
The one in
Yeah.
Woodridge?
the one in Woodridge, and
Yeah.
then when they moved to their place where they're living now, apparently they saw like
little
a girl. Yeah. So I feel like, could it possibly have been like from the old house and it like followed them? But yeah. I'll tell you about this other one story. Sorry.
It's all good. Keep
Go
going.
on.
Keep going.
So this was just weird. It's nothing like I saw a ghost or anything like that, but it was at my auntie's house, and I walked upstairs to go to the loo because she's got a bathroom downstairs and she's got one upstairs. And I went to the one upstairs, and as I walked in, I felt this weird cold sensation, like this weird energy, and just like I just had this feeling like to look in the mirror. She's got this huge old mirror in the bathroom, and I looked in the mirror, and as I looked in the mirror, my face was a different face. Like, it wasn't my face. It was like I looked like really like morphed.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I thought it was my eyes playing up on me. I was like, oh, I must be tired or something, you know? So I like blinked a few times, and as I blinked a few times, I looked in the mirror again, and my face was still like distorted.
Yeah.
It was like my face was distorted. So I was like, nah, like, nah, you know, like something's up, you know? So I walked out of the bathroom, and then I was like standing at the door of the bathroom, and I was like, oh, like just trying to blink a few times, like, you know, trying to gather myself, because I thought, oh, maybe like I'm just really tired. I rubbed my eyes, and I walked back in again, and I had a look at the mirror, and it was the same thing. My face started morphing into someone else's face. And I ran downstairs, and I was like screaming to my grandma, oh my God, I'm getting haunted, oh my God, I'm getting... And she's like, what? And I'm like, I'm getting haunted, there's someone haunting me in the mirror. Yeah.
That's crazy.
And no one uses that bathroom now. Like, the bathroom's just full run down and
Wait,
everything.
this is your house right now. Oh,
No, at Ming Chan's house. Yeah, Ming Chan's house right now.
Oh no!
You know, and you know, like the light doesn't work.
Stop talking.
No.
Stop talking. No, it's gonna creep me out.
So like the light doesn't work in that bathroom,
Keep talking.
and because like no one uses that bathroom, it's like the only room in the house that's like full run down. Like there's like paint like coming off the ceiling and everything.
put some like yellow markers on that wall, on that door. Right? Just
Lock
Warning
it.
sign.
lock it off. For like
It's weird.
it's really
put some salt around it.
really creepy place.
It is. It's a
Upstairs level,
real
like,
creepy area.
Upstairs area.
Yeah.
Next episode we're gonna be vlogging, going to that. We'll be going.
And like do the PlayStation Move thing.
Oh.
No thanks.
The real Ghostbusters.
What else? What other stories do we have?
Anyone ever have any really scary nightmares?
Or
Everyone's gonna have one. Yeah, have you had one, Jimmy?
Mine are mostly like zombie apocalypse ones. Not gonna
Have you
lie.
had one, mate?
No, I had like pretty scary nights.
So everyone's had one. Alright, let's hear everyone.
I'll tell you
I don't
mine
think I
first,
have
'cause mine
one.
just happened a few weeks ago.
but I do have a
Oh, is it?
reoccurring nightmare, and it's always the exact
Oh.
same one.
Let's
Dang.
hear.
The
Let's go from
really-
left to right. We can start with
Yeah,
Yazzie.
we go Yazzie first.
Okay, we'll go with the Vuthy story first. Just to
Alright.
start it off.
Mine
Vuthy
really
first.
isn't like too bad or anything.
So I do dream interpretations as well. So I want to know what it is.
Oh, here
I
we
don't
go.
think I want to know.
Do it.
I don't think
Do it. I want to hear this.
I don't think I want to know.
No, I want to hear this.
No, like
It means you're
whatever.
gonna find a new love video. Don't worry. I believe.
So like, I don't really get nightmares. Like I can't remember the last one I've had. Well, like nightmares in the sense that like it's a unique nightmare every time. But I do have a reoccurring one, and it's always the exact same scenario. Like nothing changes, right? It's the
Okay.
exact same dream. I like my reoccurring nightmare is kind of, I don't really understand it, but I'm always, there's like two phases, right? There's two phases where like everything's just normal, and then like people just backstab me. I can't really I can't really explain it.
Do you know who it is that's backstabbing you?
No, I don't. Like,
How do you
like,
know people are backstabbing you in this dream?
So whenever I have it, it's just like me at school or something, right? Like it's like a school setting.
Okay.
And like I'm approaching this girl, and she's facing the other way, and then like I can't see her face. Her face is just empty. And then when I go to approach her, she turns around, and then she sticks something in me, like a knife. And then the rest of the dream is like kind of dreadful, where the people I talk to aren't truthful.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know how to explain it, but it's always a sense of like I'm getting backstabbed by the people around me, and then that turns into the second phase, right? And the second phase is I'm always drowning. I don't know why. Like it's I'm riding in the backseat of a car, and then suddenly like the car must or the bridge must collapse or something, and then I'm drowning. And that's it, and then I just wake up, and I have it I don't have it.
I
too
sort of
common.
have like a little bit of a. I think I sort of know what it is, but I think I have to have this conversation with you privately.
You can say it. I think.
No, I cannot say it.
Oh,
I can't.
Why
It's
not?
like
it's pretty
because it's
personal.
more something to do with you, but it's like a private conversation that I have to have with only you.
Do you care, Vuthy?
Yeah,
Well,
you would care. You would care
Okay. Well,
Alright.
if,
because it's quite deep.
do I want to know what
It's something
it is?
about like who you are.
Do I want to know what it is?
You probably already know what it is, but you just need to be questioned about it.
Because I know that you were telling me about how Yazzie does the tarot cards for you, right? And I've been thinking about them for a while now, ever since you told me. And I don't think I would ever know what. I don't think I want to know what whatever it is that you
What?
interpret.
Oh,
But I have I as you were telling me about your reoccurring nightmare,
Yeah.
I just had this intuitive reading from it and this interpretation from it. But I need to ask you questions.
Okay.
So it's yeah, but it needs to be a private conversation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Will I be glad
Alright.
to hear it?
Is it
Pardon?
good or bad?
Will I be glad to
It's
hear
actually
it?
something about you. So I can't say it again because
yeah.
it could be like quite private that you don't
Yeah.
want people to know.
Okay.
But yeah.
Damn.
Moving on.
Next episode, we'll find out if.
Okay, so I'll tell you about like something that actually happened like I think it was 2.5 weeks ago. And this was sort of like not a nightmare, but something that occurred in my dream. So, how it happened was, this was actually in reality. I was in my lounge room and I was at home by myself, and I was laying on my couch facing my TV, and I was on my phone, and my hallway light was on, so you could see like the reflection of my hallway in the TV. And I was on my phone, and I was just scrolling through my phone, and all of a sudden, I like saw in the reflection on my TV, a man like walk past my hallway, like into one of the rooms, and my first instinct, cause like I didn't think like I was getting haunted or anything. I was like, fuck, someone's in my house, like shit, someone's in my house, you know, like that was my first like instinct. I was like, holy fuck. So like I ran to my like back door, opened my doors and let my dogs in, and I was like, get him, like, thinking that someone's at my house. And then like my dog walked through the house, and I went and grabbed like the golf stick that I have behind my front door.
Yeah.
And I was like walking through the house like, whoever is here, I'm about to like fuck him up sort of thing. Yeah. But like no one was in my house, and I made sure like I opened all the doors, like I was slamming all the doors to the walls, like making sure that there was no one there.
Yeah.
And there was like no one in my house, and I started like really freaking out. Like I was like, holy fuck, like I know I legit saw someone like walk in the hallway, right? So like I have like a shamanic healer. Like she's like a very spiritual lady and like heals people spiritually. And I like rang her and I was freaking out. I was like, oh my gosh, I just saw ghosts, I just got haunted, da da da. She was like, calm down, like take me through breathing practices and stuff. And she was like, why don't you try to communicate to whoever it is that's in your house? I said, nah, because I got a lot of anxiety around like spirits and stuff, because I've been seeing it my whole life, but I've always been really scared, like, you know, because it just pops up and I'm like, oh, what do I do? I don't know what they want with me or, you know, what it is. I just don't know enough information about like who they are and all that. So I don't want to. That night I went to sleep and I had a dream, and I actually met the person in my dream, the person that was in my house. So what happened was I saw this person walk from the hallway into my room.
No.
Yeah.
So that was the room that the guy walked into.
Yes. And he was sitting on the corner of my bed, like on the side of my bed. And I didn't feel scared or anything. And I just went up to him and I was like, who are you? Why are you here? Like, what are you doing here? What's your name? Who are you? And he was just silent. He was just sitting there. And he looked like, he was like Spanish, like Latin American or something like that. I could just remember everything, what he was wearing. He was wearing baggy jeans, like some weird shoes or whatever. Like it was like a guy. And I was like, who are you? Like, what are you doing here? Like, why are you here? And he just turned around and he just looked really upset. And he's like, oh, I always used to come here. Like, I always used to come here. And I was like, why are you here? And he started crying. He's like, oh, I just wanted them to accept me for who I am. Like, I just want to let them know that I'm sorry and all this. And I'm like, what? And so I sat down on the bed next to him. And he was like, oh, like, no one ever knows, like, what I'm going through. Like, and he's just crying. And then he turned around and said to me, why am I in this body? This isn't me. I don't feel like this is me. And I realized it was like a transgender. Like he wasn't completely transitioned. So it was a girl that was like transitioning to become a guy. And I was like, wow, like I just felt real sad for this person, right? Yeah. So he was just sobbing and I hugged him and I said, look, like there's nothing wrong with you. Like, this is who you are. Like, that's fine. And I realized the person committed suicide.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. And he's like, I just want to tell them I'm sorry. I love them, and I just wanted them to love me for who I was. This is not me. I don't feel like this is my body. So when I hugged him, he just started bawling his eyes out. And I said, do you see anything? Do you see anything? He's like, no, no. And I said, do you see any light? And he said, no. I said, just look for the light. Just look for the light. This was all in my dream, but it was like my room setting, everything was all the same.
Yeah.
Like everything, my house was all the same. I said, just look for the light. Just look for the light. When you look for the light, if you see a little tiny light, just follow the light. And then he's just stopped crying, and I woke up. And then I realized that spirit came to me to like move on. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
Crazy.
So it's not a nightmare as such, but
Yeah,
it is
nah,
something
like,
and that only happened like 2.5 weeks ago. Yeah.
This was at your house in Crestmead.
My house where I am now, yeah.
Redacted.
I mean, yeah. Well, like we said.
But I was glad that I didn't feel scared afterwards. Like, and actually after that dream, I didn't feel like anything was in my house. Like, I felt safe. Like, that's how I knew. Like, it was actually.
You guided it.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Actually.
Going back to
Wait.
passing the mic.
See what you got, Nate.
Trying to think about nightmares that I've had that like have really spooked me out over the years. Like,
Does no one else have reoccurring nightmares?
Mm.
no,
I've
I feel
had-
like I
I've
have.
had some.
I feel like I have, but then I just can't remember it at this time. But oh no, I don't know. I don't have like any particular nightmare that I would say like really scared me. But then every time, I would say honestly, I would say that the nightmares that scare me the most are the nightmares that are realistic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like,
lucid dreaming.
no,
Oh,
not lucid
lucid
dreaming, but like, I know it's a nightmare, but then like, everything that's laid out, like all the environment that's laid out in my nightmare is the exact same environment that's like in reality. And like, I've like had multiple nightmares where it's like at my house, but there was this one nightmare. I'll start with like I think this is the first time, one of the first times it happened. I was standing like at my front door, and I saw a group of like robed men. They were like men in like these long black
Yeah.
robes standing out on my front
I
yard,
was thinking KKK. Never mind.
and they were standing. No, it was like they were standing in a circle. There was like black robes.
Some culture.
They were standing in a circle like some cult shit, and like they started floating in the air, and like I had this like impending sense of doom that like some bad shit was like about to happen, and they started like moving closer and closer to my house, and like it was like this weird like encroaching like sense of doom that I was like, oh nah, this is getting really really bad, and like I locked all my doors. Like I got really paranoid and like gathered all my family in one room. I was like, no. Like, we need to do something to like keep these people out. And they started getting closer and closer to my door. And like, they eventually got to the front door, and they like ended up breaking in to our house. And like, they broke down one of our bedroom doors as well. And like, just before they like touched me or my family, like I woke up. And I was like, it's not cool when like my nightmare has the exact same layout of like my house that like reality has. And like it's weird because like over the years, obviously, like you move your furniture around, you move bedrooms, like you change the way things happen. And like every time I have one of those nightmares, it's like the exact layout
The latest
that
update.
has at the time. Yeah, and I don't know. It's like it's always really like weird, vivid dreams of like just like things about to happen to me, like really bad things about to happen to me, like at my house. And like I don't know, this one I don't know if I told you guys, but one happened really recently.
How recent?
Really recent, like 2 nights ago, 3 nights ago.
I don't think so.
Well,
You told us.
I looked out. I was upstairs in my bedroom, and I looked out the back window, and I saw this like weird, like
Oh, you told me about this.
I saw this weird, like almost like tunnel like serpent like water. It was like I don't know how to explain it. It wasn't like a monster. It was like a force of like water moving through my backyard, and like
Ooh.
flooding everything. And I saw my neighbor's house get absolutely like destroyed. I saw like his kids, I saw like his family get swept away and like killed. And I saw like our sheds getting destroyed. And as I saw that water, it moved vertical, like sideways to my house.
Yeah.
It was like, it's sort of like in a
Horizontally.
horizontally. It was sort of like in a square pattern around my house, and it moved past the back side of my house, and then it turned halfway, and then started moving towards the front of my house, and everything in my backyard was flooding, and I could see like the destructive force of the water, and I was upstairs, and I got so scared because I thought it was like I was like definitely about to die, like that was the only time. Like I've had very like traumatic nightmares where like, oh yeah, I'm gonna die, like this is I'm dead, like.
Yeah.
But this one, I was like so accepting of my fate that like this is it. This is like the last second that I'm gonna see. I'm gonna die because like my house is gonna flood, and I'm like we're gonna get swept away, and I'm gonna get crushed by like my house. I was like so scared, dude. And then like I try to find my family and like tell them that I love them and stuff because I was like so like scared and traumatized. And then like I just woke up and I was like, fuck that. Like I don't want that to happen to me, man. Like that's not cool, man. Like why do I have nightmares like this? Like it's really not cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always like some weird like nightmare like that where it's just the exact same layout.
Some realistic stuff.
Yeah. It's like
my dream interpretation of that is every time I have like dreams of like tsunamis or like anything to do with like water, so it's another thing, you know how you say you're drowning, so like it means like there's like something real big and dramatic that is like happening, that's going to like happen in your life. So like there was this one time like I had a dream that I was driving and this huge tsunami was like heading towards me, and like I wasn't driving, but like I was in the passenger seat, and my stepdad, Nathan's dad, was the driver, and this big tsunami was like heading towards us and it hit the car, and then the next day he like lost his job. Yeah.
Shit.
So like anything to do with like water and all that, it's like big changes. Like there's like something that's like huge, that's like impact, like, you know, when you think about water, it's like a big impact sort of
Yeah.
thing.
But is it always bad? Like, does that always have to be
It doesn't
bad?
always mean something bad, but sometimes it can mean like that, like there's big changes coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like my interpretation of drowning is that you're afraid to make a change because you're afraid of like you can't be yourself. Like there's a change that needs to happen, but you can't like make that change because you can't be yourself. You look confused. So that's why I need to have this private conversation with you.
I do look confused. I'm trying to think, like, is it really?
yeah. Yeah, it's for a later time, but yeah, what other nightmares do we have that we can share?
Well, I have one. I don't really remember it too well because it's quite a while ago. Not that long ago, but it had something to do with my family. It was like we were trapped in like a room and someone like kidnapped all of us. Oh, I don't really remember all. I remember like it was mainly like my younger siblings, like Andy and Kira, and I just remember like I was like trying to get out because this one guy. I remember he was like really like it was big and his skin was like. It's like he was caught in a fire and like his skin was all burnt up and shit. Yeah, and like this guy was just like after us, just like torturing us, I guess.
Like Freddy Krueger.
Like Freddy Krueger, yeah. I was
like
gonna say.
Freddy Krueger.
I
Yeah,
was thinking the
yeah.
exact same thing.
Yeah, like the skin was kind of like that, and he like just kept like torturing us and shit. And I don't know how it happened, but it just like the scene suddenly changed to me being out there inside my car with Kira and Annie, and I was about to drive. But then I get this call from my phone saying like, and I pick it up and it's that guy and he's like, bro, like, he didn't say bro, he was like, I have your parents, like, if you don't come now, they're gonna like, I'm gonna do something bad to them. And I was like, fuck. So I had to leave and I like told Kira and Annie like, just stay in this car, do not leave anywhere. And I like gave Annie the keys and I told him to lock the doors and just like, I'm gonna go get our parents. And then I went to this area and then it was just like, I was lied to. Like there was nothing there, and then I ran back to my car, and then just my siblings were gone, and I felt like
Oh, you got
Yeah.
I was
duped,
so
man.
sad and just like so upset. And then I woke up, and I just remember like running to like Kira's and Annie's room trying to like see if they're still there. It was like it wasn't real because you know like how does it happen? But it just felt like the feeling of losing them was just like
It's traumatic almost.
it was really traumatic, and I just like had to go confirm that they were still there. Yeah,
So was I.
I don't know.
Vuthy's irrelevant. He's irrelevant. The scenario didn't need
I
him.
just remember like Kira and Annie mainly, cause I don't know. Yeah, I don't know where you were. Yeah.
That's always scary. Like having a nightmare, especially about your like close loved ones.
Yeah.
And then you wake up and like that
you gotta-
feeling
yeah.
still lingers.
Yeah, no, I've definitely
that's the
had that.
worst.
I've definitely had that where like you have a nightmare about a loved one and you lose them in your nightmare or you think something bad's happened to them and you wake up and you're like gotta confirm.
You gotta
You're
confirm.
just like, are they alright? Like it feels really weird. It feels
Yeah.
off. Like
Yeah,
it really
yeah.
happened.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man. Like
But yeah, that was my only nightmare. I have another one. It's a reoccurring dream. It's really short. It's not even a dream. It's more of an image that I dream of like every now and then. It's just like a picture of like this person just like running, I guess, and then just like running in like a really beautiful environment. And it's just like butterflies and just like birds just like covering them. But yeah, it's not a dream. It's just more of an image, and that person's just still the whole time. I don't know if you remember. I told you this ages ago.
What, me?
Yeah, we were at Ricky and Jackie's house. It was so long ago. But yeah, I still have one like every now and then. It's really rare though.
Do you have an interpretation for that?
Yeah, it's not
she
really
doesn't know.
that major.
Depends,
Yeah.
like, is it a girl or?
Yeah, it's a girl.
You got something? Possibly, maybe.
Yeah, possibly. I guess like, cause like I also dream that. Oh, I also know like this is what I believe. That like sometimes like our future children or like people that we're meant to meet in the future, like their spirits can like sometimes come and like visit us in our dreams.
Oh no!
So,
what am I
like,
drowning?
When I had like this was like something so like when I had my miscarriage, I was like told that the way that the genetics, the development of like the baby, it was a boy, and I went through like depression, and cause I know that I can connect through to like spirits through my dreams, like I have with like my past like loved ones that have passed away. I would like pray about it and I would ask for them to like come through my dreams. So that's why I'm saying like I can pass spirits on through my dreams and stuff. And like there was this one time, like this was after the miscarriage, I like went to my front door and like I was like getting like there was like I was getting a message that you got something at the front door. It's like a present, like a gift at the front door. And as I like opened the door, I like saw like flowers in front of my door. And like as I looked up, I saw a little boy like walking towards me. But like I couldn't see his face. And I just had that feeling like that was like my son. My son was like coming to me. So like yeah, like the person that you're seeing in this field, it could possibly be someone that's going to come into your life. Like that's why you have that recurring dream. Do you know who it is that you're seeing?
No.
Yeah.
I can't really remember like the person or like the person's image or whatever. I just remember like more of like
Just
she's in a running
in a
pose
nice
and just like a white dress, kind of shortish hair, and it's just like mainly like the environment is what I remember the most.
Yeah. So it's like it could be like that. There's like gonna be like good experiences that are gonna come your way.
Yeah.
But like, you know, like I say, like sometimes like spirits come to us in our dreams, and like it's like that's how
that
like
spirit thing. I used to like I would call when we're dreaming, I would call it the spirit world. Cause you ever seen Avatar, when Aang goes to sleep, or when he enters the spirit world, he's connecting with his the past avatars, and I would like, it's so weird. Like, I did it with my friend. I would tell him we would go sleep at a certain time, and we would meet up in the spirit world, which is in our dreams, and then like I would actually see him in my dream, and he would see me in his and whatever, and it was just like,
Is this real?
yeah, this is real. Like, I've done this multiple times where like I would say, like I don't dream too often, but every time I told myself that right before I'm going to the spirit world, I would dream about something, or just like, I don't know, it's weird.
Yeah. So I'll tell you about this one time. It just happened at my house now.
Yeah.
I like woke up. Oh no, sorry, I wasn't awake. So it was like I was dreaming.
Is this scary?
No.
Okay,
This is
no,
not
good.
scary. But like
We need some.
I swear I was sleeping, but like I was dreaming, and it was in the same setting again, and I was like floating on top of my body, just like looking at myself.
Oh yeah.
And I was just like looking at myself, and I'm like, oh, that's what I look like when I'm sleeping.
Is
I've
that
had
like
those
lucid
dreams
dreaming
before.
or something?
I don't know, but they say it's
Isn't
like
it
astral traveling.
Yeah, astral.
Oh,
So
No way.
I was like looking at myself, and I was like floating on top of my body, and I'm like looking at my eyes and just looking at my face, looking at my nose. I'm like, oh, I look weird sleeping. Look at my eyelids. Like, and I was just staring at myself, like really intrigued, just floating on top of my body. And then all of a sudden, I heard this like noise, and like this bang behind me, and I went, and then I woke up to that noise.
Yeah.
And I was,
Really?
That's
it
weird.
was just really weird. Like I was watching myself, like I was floating on top of my body. Yeah.
That's so cool. What the heck? I want that.
Alright, Jimmy, tell us your nightmare.
Right,
What
like
do you have any?
Come on, Jimmy.
You have any?
Come on,
not
Jimmy.
late.
You have any reoccurring?
Just not lately. It doesn't have to be.
Not late. I don't know. Like, I'm not gonna say they're recurring, but I don't know. I'm not a fetish, but like, no, there's nightmares I have.
I know what
where
it
I'm
is.
always running from something, and like I'm always like I'm playing a survival game.
You're Massachusetts.
I'm not gonna lie, that gives me so much adrenaline. Like, holy shit! Like, every time I'm waking up suddenly in the middle of a freaking survival game, I'm like, fuck! I need to get back in there and like survive. Like, I don't know. Like, not gonna lie, it's like, I don't know. And this hasn't happened for a while. Like, but then like I used to always have dreams of just always like hiding, running from something or like zombies or not. I don't know. And like, I don't know, and I always think of like, frick, I'm just reenacting Maze Runner. I'm just reenacting all the scary movies I've seen in my life. But then I don't know, like, it just seems so realistic at times as well. And like, yeah, it was pretty crazy, honestly. And I don't know, I did used to have dreams of falling, like, I don't know, cause from that I knew the way I had a fear of heights. Cause like, I've always feared I was on the Ferris wheel and then I get launched out of the Ferris wheel and I'm like flying in the air. I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna die. Yeah, and there's ones that I'm like on top of a big ass elevator. I'm like, frick, if I fall off, I'm gonna die. Like, I get that's the fear of fear of heights. Those kind of dreams. Yeah.
Do you get
What?
like keep going?
No, say.
Oh no, like talking about a fear of falling, and I was saying before, like some of my most memorable like worst nightmares are the nightmares that seem so realistic. And there was this one time where like at my uncle's old house, like the layout was like a typical old house. It's like you have a side gate and whatever. And then he has a side gate and it goes to like an upstairs area, like an upstairs balcony. And I had this one nightmare where I don't know if I can like really say it's a nightmare. Yeah, this is the old house. And I don't know if I can really say it's a nightmare or like it's just a dream. But I had this one dream where like I couldn't control my body and I was walking and it was like there was no one around and it was like a moonlit night. It was in the middle of the night randomly. And I was just walking through the side gate to the backyard and like I had no control of my body. And then I walked up the stairs and like I climbed onto the balcony and I looked down and I jumped straight off.
What the fuck?
And like just before I hit the ground, I like woke up. And like I had that dream when I was like probably like 7 years old or something, and I've never forgotten like every detail of that dream ever since then, because it was like one of my most memorable dreams. And like I don't know what happened or like why I still remember that. But like it still freaks me out. Cause like I had no control over myself at all in that dream, and it was just like it felt like I was just moving. And I'm like, I don't know, dude. Like falling's a really weird like thing to happen in like dreams.
I kind of like. I feel like this is a topic like we should leave for another episode. But I feel like dreams is such a big thing as well. Like not even just nightmares, but like just dreaming in general. Like I feel like, you know, there's a lot of stuff that I want to go about, like that I dream about that, like, you know, it's not scary, but it's like it's just like it's weird.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know, dream about the same girl every fucking time. I don't know. Is that like? No.
Come on, Jimmy. You go on. Let it out, man.
No, but like this is like a spooky episode, so I'll leave. I'll leave
That's
it
for
there.
another
I
episode.
think we're gonna have to cut this in 2 parts. Like it's an hour and 40 minutes.
Damn, dude. Spooky episodes, part 1, part 2.
Spooky episodes, first experiences and dreams.
Alright, I don't know. It's just like I don't know. Do you believe in like? Do you believe in like manifestation and stuff like that? Or yeah? I don't know. Just like I don't know. There was a part of me like, you know, I've tried manifesting stuff and it has happened. I'm like, wow, like I did it.
What have
Like-
you
What have you, what
You
have
know
you tried to
Let's
manifest?
just keep that
I
to
mean,
myself.
okay, yeah. Okay, come on, Jimmy. Jimmy's like.
But at the same time, like now, like I don't know, even like how does manifestation work? I wonder, like, you know, if it's good for you, will it happen? If it's bad for you, will some other force will like prevent from happening to you? No,
No,
I don't
like
know, cause like
yeah, you can manifest bad stuff into your
you
life
can definitely
easily.
manifest bad
Easily,
things,
yeah.
Because
Yeah.
the way that you manifest, it's like all about the energy and like how you like produce that, I guess.
yeah,
So like if you're like constantly negative and you're like, so manifestation is like if you want to manifest good things, you got to surround yourself with good things. You got to like think good things. You got to speak good things. Like there's like you have to do a lot to like, you know, it's not just you like, oh, I want money, and then you expect that there's going to be 30 grand in your pocket out of the blue.
dang it.
Like you have to like you
Good
have to
work.
like it's all about the energy that's around you that will bring what you're wanting.
Yeah.
So like if you're negative, like you can definitely manifest negative things, because say for example you're like down, you start attracting like the people who are
Yeah,
like
yeah,
depressed. You start looking at things badly. You can't look at things like, you know, in a positive way. So like because like everything around you is negative, that is like a force. It's like that negative energy will become
will attract other.
yeah,
Yeah.
will attract other things. Because like, you know, like for example, like you're like you're surrounding yourself with like other bad people, because like, you know, you're negative, so they're negative, and then it's like all of a sudden like you got to make that
Yeah.
commit suicide. It's like
It's just gonna build up.
yeah, it like becomes like this cycle
Yeah,
sort of
yeah.
thing. So it's definitely like energies for sure, for sure.
Jimmy, I kind of want to like
No.
kind of.
No.
All right, well, can you give us a tiny
Yeah.
glimpse
Mm.
of like, okay, maybe
What is it that you
you don't gotta.
manifested?
What did you? What?
He's trying to
No,
manifest.
not. What did I say? What fetish?
You said something about.
Yeah,
Yeah, no. That was my survival like instinct fetish. Like that was like, you know, the need. You know, like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, like
Was your manifestation recent?
no. It
probably
was,
like
this was
6
not. This was not recently.
Okay.
This
This
was
is
like
just after, you know, that event.
This was before the event.
Before
You
Before the
manifested
event.
some
Wait,
really.
Was
I-
she
that's
the
what- that's what I
The
feel like,
negative
but it's like-
manifestation.
I don't know, and like I don't know. That was me manifesting. It was just me, you know, just being me. But I you don't even know what we're talking about, do you?
Nah.
I think I know what you're talking about. I think I know.
I know what you. I know you all know what we're talking. We're talking about a relationship here.
Did you manifest a relationship?
I don't
No.
know. I like.
Something else. We'll keep it off.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just so weird, and
How did you manifest? Like what?
It's just-
What was the process
Yeah,
that
well,
you
I
went
don't-
through?
What'd you
Like,
go through?
You
I
didn't
don't
gonna say
know- I
what it
don't know.
was.
It's
You
just
just
like-
you just saw these
you know,
things,
like-
right?
when you think of like, you know, when you find a girl you like, you know, and like you got, and like you just wanna like do everything you can to make that girl like you, and then, like, you know, do you think like, you know, doing all those, you know, finding what she likes and stuff. Like, do you think that's you manifesting her, or is that just simply as you know, trying to get her, or like?
I think it's you being
Or do you reckon
attracted
that's
to
the
her.
same thing?
It's just like simply you trying to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't. That's what I'm so confused. Like, this is manifest. Like, this is me manifesting or not? I don't know. Like,
Wait, manifesting what?
I don't know.
Can
love.
I tell you
don't-
Can I tell you how I manifest
Manifest.
the
Yeah.
process?
Yeah.
Okay.
What is your process?
So the process of manifestation.
And what did you
What,
manifest?
what are you manifesting?
Man, I manifested a lot of things. I've manifested my house.
Or what's something
God
you
damn
can
it.
share?
Law of the attraction.
Okay, so like, yeah,
Yeah.
manifestation is pretty much basically the law of attraction.
Yeah.
I've manifested my like the circle that I have now, like the people, my friends that I have now. Definitely manifested that. So like how I manifest is, I think of like what it is that I want, and it's like sort of like setting goals. And so, for example, if I'm like, okay, I want a brand new car, and I want this car, so like I'll think about it, and I'll put myself, and I'll like close my eyes, and I'll imagine myself in that situation. So I'm like, oh, I'm like buying this car. I'm like putting my deposit down. I'm sitting in this car. What does this car feel like? What does it smell like? What does it look like? How do I feel? And I'm like right in that moment. And then I go back in time from that moment. So say for example, I'm manifesting it for like 2 years time. So I'm putting myself in that moment from 2 years time. Going back another few months, like so say 6 months back from there, what am I doing in that 6 months before that I get that car?
Yeah.
And then going back, like what am I doing?
What should you be doing?
Yeah, so what should you be doing? Like what's your like thought process towards that goal?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like in every moment that you think, you have to make it like so real. Like really just make it real. Like
Yeah.
experience everything. Even if you're like just sitting on your couch in your old ass shack and you're just like everything has to be like real.
Yeah.
And like because, you know, it's like you're tricking your mind sort of thing.
Yeah.
And it's like you're putting this energy into your mind. That's like manifestation. And like it's just so weird how our minds like just do things, because like the more that you like think about it, the more that your mind will start being attracted to those things. So again, like law of attraction. So like you'll think about a car, right? And you're like you're manifesting that car, and then the next day it's like you see that car and you're like, what the fuck? And then like the next day after that you see two of those same cars.
Yeah.
It's like that sort of thing. Like your mind just starts paying more attention to what you're manifesting, and that's how manifestation works. Is that your mind starts paying more attention to the things that lead up to what you want.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how you like kind of work towards.
So that's why
Definitely
you
happened to
really
me
need to like
before.
imagine it like it's really yours.
Yeah.
So it's like if you're in that spot, like who's around you, like what people are around you, like how did like you got the money, but like who's standing there around you? Like you have to really imagine it so that your mind like starts attracting that energy.
Yeah.
I think that makes sense.
Yeah,
Damn.
it does.
No, it does.
That's actually like genius. I feel like that's like
Morty
low
doing
key a genius
Morty
method
doing
of
it,
like
bro.
figuring out like a plan of how you're
Manifesting
gonna
how we're
set
gonna
goals
have
and like
Yeah.
1 mil
because
view
it's
per
like-
podcast.
Because it's like the more you think about it, the more like you are attracted to it. But like when it's not in your mind, like, and like say for example you're thinking about a car, right? You want a car, a certain car, but like you're not manifesting it, like you're not imagining yourself in it. So the next day you'll see that car, but it won't cross your mind like, oh fuck, that's the car that I want. Like it might just blindly cross you by, but like the more you think about it, it's like you pay more attention to it.
And the more you
So
want
like
it.
the more like you attract it. Yeah.
Mm.
Uh,
And do you reckon like this method works for everyone?
yeah.
I don't know. Cause like
It's like if you want something and you keep thinking about it, you're gonna slowly work towards it. And if you're not
Noticing it more.
and if it's not in your mind, and you're probably not like thinking about. Let's say for a car example, like you're not conscious of how you're spending your money. You're not thinking of saving and getting the car.
Yeah.
If it's not, if you're constantly thinking about it, you're like, oh shit, like I could go out to eat, but that'll cost me $30, or I could stay at home and save money towards my car or some shit.
yeah,
Yeah,
for sure,
yeah.
that makes sense.
I don't know, but like, everything has consequences, and like, I don't know, and I always consider the consequences with everything I think about, everything I do, and like, I was at a low point. I was like, I really need to get my shit together. I need to, start working towards my career, my life, my future, and I realized that a lot of things about life were the reasons stopping me from that. For example, my friends, and like, not all of them drink and like and stuff, and like I really feel like this environment is something that if I ever wanted to, start improving my life and stuff, this is like something I gotta stop being around. And that really made me sad because I knew that this is something that I know, if I cut this from my life right now, I can, get that life I want, get that car I want, like
Why would you have to cut them off?
because like you are who you hang out with.
Yeah, but like, but like,
Yes, exactly what she said about before about
if they're really your friend, they would understand.
yeah, but no, like at the same time, people you hang with.
Yeah.
There are sometimes you don't choose who you hang with. You just happen to be happy
be in
friends.
that group.
Exactly, and I've been through a lot of friend groups, and like, and I'm still sticking with the same one here, and like most of them, they're like, I'm sorry, I don't want. I feel like it's such a bad thing to say.
It's just autopilot.
Yeah, I know.
Autopilot,
Yeah,
yeah.
oh, I know
because-
what you
because,
mean.
like this is like been stuck in my head for a while now, like been stuck in my mind for a while now, and I've been like in such a dilemma whether to, I don't know, like I've been really trying to, do my best to get that life I want, like without cutting them out, because keep them there, like still keeping my social life there, going out to drink with them and stuff, and like I don't know, and like I'm always so depressed after because I know like freak, this is something that I've been trying to stop, and I just get back to that.
Can I say
Square one.
thing? Okay. So like the way I look at it with the people in our life, it's like you got to think of it like trees, right?
Yeah.
So like the people in our life that we meet, they're like the leaves on the trees. So like, seasons pass and those leaves
Leaves
will fall.
Mm.
But like they're the ones that we're like, okay, thank you for like, being there, helping me grow. But I gotta let you go now, so you shed them. It's like seasons, right? But the ones that like you should worry about and the ones that you should be really thinking about are like your roots, because they're the ones that are like keeping you strong. They're the ones that hold you up. They're the ones that make you who you are. So it's like, my new friends, they always ask me like, why do you still hang out with those people? Why you still hang out with like whatever?
Yeah.
The thing is like everyone has bad qualities. Like every person has good and bad qualities. But it's like these people to the new people might not have any impact on them. They look at them like they look down on them.
Yeah.
But it's like these people were my people from the very roots.
Yeah.
From the very grounds. Like they're the ones who make me who I am.
Exactly.
Like a part of who I am is a part of them. So it's like I don't have to give in to their negative things, but like the good part of them is who I am. Is
Yeah.
what I accept and what
that's
makes me who I am.
exactly.
So
how
it's
I
like,
feel.
and it is true, like you are like the closest 5 people who you hang out with. Like they say like the closest 5 people to you are like usually who you are. So it's like, yeah, like you if you hang out with these guys every single day, then obviously you guys will always like sort of be alike. But like you don't have to hang out with them all the time, So it's like, yeah, just saying.
The roots.
Yeah, that's true.
We're the roots.
Yeah, nah, that.
Yeah.
So true.
True.
Yo, I'm a branch. I'm a branch in your tree.
I'm a twig.
He's gonna fall off soon.
Wow,
Nah,
why would
It
you have to
does.
cut
Yeah,
them
it
out to reach your
It's
goal?
not cut them out. It's just
Like-
spend less time with them and like yeah, exactly. That's it's
I
like
think like
It's
spending
not.
less
I
time.
don't think it's like cutting them out necessarily. I think it's
Yeah.
like it's more like reprioritizing.
nah.
Yes.
not like
His
no,
time.
There's
I-
a time and place for
No,
everything.
I don't think that way as much as I did before. I literally like cried like for a good like whole day thinking about just that situation.
yeah.
When I realized that, oh wow, like, cause I started to podcast and like and I listened to like all the stuff, the mindsets and stuff, and that was like one of the episodes was like about the people you hang with are the people who you is or who you are.
Who you is?
And I was like, wow, like that really made so much sense. I'm like, frick, you know, if I want to become rich, I gotta start hanging out with people
Rich people.
who are rich people, right? or like people who are like actually
It's
trying
so true,
to.
though. It's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like, honestly, because
No,
you
but-
know, no one thinks. When I start to, you know, see that people aren't thinking the way I'm thinking, I'm like, wow, like maybe there's no one who thinks the same way as me. Maybe I'm just the outlier in every group. I don't know. And then I was thinking maybe I just don't fit in anywhere. But
Yeah, well, I would say like.
Well, what if you're the person that's meant to make the change so that the people around you can be brought up with you?
yeah,
Like what
That-
if it's
that's-
that? What if you're like the manifesting projector and the generator?
that's-
Like
that's
you're
what-
generating
what
for
I
your
felt
friends,
as well. That's what
for
I
your family.
This is why like I don't stop. This is why I'm still trying to, you know, do my best to prove myself. 'Cause I know because they will follow by example. They will follow by lead. I don't, because I was always like, you know, trying to bring people with me. You know, to do this like journey with me of, you know, improving myself. I was thinking, frick, you know, like no one wants to do it. I'm like, frick, and then like, oh frick, you know, this is
Yeah, but
sad.
it's
but
like I don't know, if you want to take the concept of like your 5 closest friends or something, a summation of your being, of your personality, of your character.
people, yeah,
Oh yeah, friends or family, like your the people closest in your life make up your being.
yeah,
But then like the same thing is true for them. So
yeah,
like
exactly.
if
Make
you
up
want
their
to, it's not necessarily leading by example of being a leader, but it's just like if you want to make a positive change in your life and like they're close enough to you to like care about you in that way, like they could see that and be like, oh yeah, you doing that to yourself is adding value to their life,
Yeah,
and then they could make that change on their own
Yeah,
volition and
Nah.
go in that direction.
yeah, I've seen that because like I started gym. Like I like, and not gonna lie, I'm like, I've,
Hey,
how
all
much-
right, Jimmy.
how much- how
All
much
right,
people
Jimmy.
How many people have I influenced to start the gym? Not gonna lie, like a lot. I like not just
Who's a lot?
like literally like literally the whole friend group that I hang out with, they all go to the gym now.
Are they still at it?
They
Okay, like-
baby steps, alright. Baby steps is what I count. But like it's like it made me happy to see that change. Like people like they actually want to start improving their health, like how I wanted to improve. I'm like, I felt so shit feeling. Oh yeah, this is all because of me. I hate thinking
the
that way,
ego
man.
Jimmy, the ego
I
beast.
know. I'm like just because I'm sexy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Shit,
Don't look at me
shit.
like that.
No, I was
You know
gonna
what?
I was gonna add to that thing before we were like, oh yeah, it's like almost like a manifestation of like the people closest to you. It's like if you wanna display a certain characteristic, like if you wanna be rich, if you wanna be like I don't know, morally upright, if you wanna be like righteous, if you wanna be like kind, you surround yourself with people that have those qualities. But then like I feel like a lot of the mistakes people make these days, or like in society in general, are like they get too fixated on like material things. So it's
Yeah.
like if I have rich friends, I can imagine in my reality that I'm rich.
Yeah.
But then like I think the more important aspect to focus on is like the characteristics of the rich people.
Yeah.
Like, do these people, are they smart with their money? Are they hardworking? Are they like good leaders?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you should be more focused on like their
Yeah.
internal characteristics than like their external like materialistic
yeah.
value. But yeah, I think that's just like a good thing to take note of, that like I feel like a lot of, especially young people these days, especially with like social media and stuff, don't really notice.
Yeah.
They think,
definitely.
oh, this person has a big clout, like big social media following, like I should stick around them and see what happens. But like
Yeah.
really should be focusing on like people's character,
Mm.
their values.
That's a good note.
Yeah.
Good roads, mate.
With that, I feel like we should
We
probably
should
end
wrap
the
up
podcast.
video.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
been a long one.
I got a question.
Anyone got anything
Alright.
else?
How come I'm the only one in crypto here? Why am I the only one crypto rich
You're a
right
loser.
now?
Because
You guys surround yourself with me.
I'm trying. I'm telling you, I'm
You
trying.
guys.
You're trying to. You just gotta get
Why
in
people
it.
buy shares into companies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you do that, Yazzie?
There's a thing called like crowdfunding where you can like go on websites and like invest into shares of companies, and then if that company succeeds, like you make your
Yeah,
money
you
back.
make
Yeah.
just stocks.
Alright.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's
That's
another
another
topic
episode.
for another
Another
episode.
episode.
Probably safer than cryptocurrency.
It is.
It is. It is. But
The crypto.
Yeah, but stocks are boring. Stocks are
crypto's,
boring.
what is it? High risk, high reward.
yeah.
Ugh, yeah.
High risk, high reward. The future.
The future.
Alright.
Crypto will
Yeah,
replace cash.
We'll probably wrap it up. Probably wrap it up on that note.
All right.
All right.
Peace.
Later.
Thank you
Laters.
for watching.
Thank
If there's
you for
anyone,
tuning in.
Thank you for tuning in.
peace out.
See you next time.
Catch you in the next one.
Bye-bye.
Holy